Hello everyone, this is Commander Guts, and I just attended PAX Prime 2015. Here I am going to talk about it. Let's start with, well, the usual. Started off here at the Washington State Convention Center, and there's a lot of lines. Security stepped it up this year, as usual. That's alright, I ended up buying my own ticket there, and ended up on it. They had a couple props out front, so it's pretty cool to see some of the stuff they set up. I remember going up these escalators here that you're seeing now and being terrified after watching that China escalator thing. But I made it into the long lines. And this is the first year I'm actually going alone, so that's alright. A lot of things are, different when you're by yourself. I mean, you get to skip lines sometimes because you're alone. They're looking for solo players. Be sure if you do go with friends to kind of help each other with lines and taking breaks, because man, it can be killer waiting in a bunch of lines and not getting to play all the games. So sometimes it's okay to skip out on lines and have your friend hold your place. I mean, that's the best way to do it, and then you guys just wait for hours on it. And here we are into the exhibition hall. Main exhibition hall for PAX Prime 2015. And we started off with the YouTube gaming, since I am trying to start streaming. We'll see how that ends up going, but I took a peek at the YouTube gaming, and they showed me a couple things that they were introducing. Definitely a big competitor to Twitch. Well, we'll see what ends up happening. So far, so good with the resolution updates for YouTube gaming. Now, I also saw some of the MSI stuff set up. They didn't really have too many games. They just had a lot of computers. And Razer, same thing. They had a couple builds. Oculus Rift was there, however, and we did take a peek at some of the stuff they have there. There was long lines for everything, but yeah, we got to see it. It looks pretty cool. A lot of money put into this stuff. Pretty comfortable. They even have headsets as well to put onto it, giving a good realism and immersion. And one of the games we first checked out was Dreadnought. This game is like a MOBA, but more of a third-person MOBA. But instead of a character, you're playing a ship. Pretty cool combat, worth checking out. And then we moved on to Alienware's stall, which they had the Steam Machine up for playing. And here we have a couple people playing on Steam Machines. Certain games they had Borderlands and this bridge game where you have to build bridges and such. And that's the little Steam controller. Now, what I liked about the Steam controller is it is actually very customizable, and it's actually shocking to see how small the Alien Steam Machine was compared to the Steam controller. But the controls seemed kind of decent. They were very customizable. The analogs, there is no analogs. There's touchpads. They were a little different. But I was able to meet with one of the Steam representatives, and they were actually able to explain it much better than any way I could explain it. So I'm going to let them do the talking for the controller.
It's going to try and do some syncing stuff, which throws some wrenches into the works. But you can kind of dig really deep into any of these guys. So right now, this right pad's set to be a mouse, as you see here. We can go, we can set it to be like camera-oriented joystick, view-oriented joystick, button pads, and right scroll wheel. You can go in and change your sensitivity, like the rotation angle, the pad thinks is level.
Oh wow, yeah.
Enjoy the neighbor next to you while you wait. We can set all sorts of crazy things like vertical sensitivity scale, smoothing, acceleration. You can do all that sort of stuff. And basically every sort of different kind of control you can go in and do this to. So we combine the Y, right now it's found to be a gamepad Y button. So it makes typing much faster than it is on a traditional, normally when you're sitting on your couch playing.
Right about here is where the audio actually cut them off, so I'm going to explain the rest. So pretty much, yeah, you can customize everything about your controller. I mean, the only thing that I don't like about the controller is that the touchpad's kind of above the buttons, and it kind of feels, like a far distance to try and reach for the Y, X, B, A, and then going back to the analog. So there are a couple things you can change. Now you can push the analogs down so you can get an extra button there, and the triggers, if you click down, you'll press the trigger, and then you press again, and you'll hit a secondary button. Very cool feature overall. And I know there are some pads where your middle finger and ring finger can touch on the bottom. You can't really see it there, but you can actually click that as well, and that could be like something like crouch or toggle in. So like what I do like about the trigger buttons, you can just press it and it will zoom in on with just one trigger, and then you click it again and it will fire. So that could be good for any shooter, and potentially you can change it for whatever purposes, whether you play strategy, racing, action, So this is probably my favorite gamepad, only because it's very customizable. Good stuff. Good going, Steam Machines controller. Anywho, I did want to look at Logitech. They are actually, the headset that I'm using right now is the Logitech G930. So I was trying to see what Logitech had to offer in terms of audio. And they showed me the, I believe it's the G633 model, which is the equivalent of the G933 that's about to come out sometime next month in September. They didn't, I forgot the date. I don't think they actually gave me a date, but it will come out this next month here. Very customizable. More buttons on the headphones, comfier cushions. You can actually wash the cushions, take them out, and kind of see how the mic is hidden. You can't really see the mic. It looks like it didn't come with mic, but I actually tried it on. You can kind of see it there on my ugly face, I know. But the mic is there, and you can pull it out, you can extend it, and it pulls in.
It's ratcheted so it doesn't like accidentally slip and slide.
And that's pretty much how it works. You can also take off the earpiece and customize them.
But ours are backlit and you can light pipe them.
Oh, that's magnet.
Yeah, it's magnetic.
I also took a peek at one of their new mouses that they have there. Now, I do use a Logitech wireless mouse. It's like a $25 version of this. And this actually was not too bad. Didn't have too many problems with it, but it wasn't quite what I was hoping for. If I was going to upgrade, it wouldn't be to this one. It'd probably be one with a little more suave, I guess, feeling to it. But it still was an overall good mic or a good mouse and worth checking out. It was customizable colors, so pretty cool to check out. And then we went on to the rest of the exhibition hall here on the other side. Now, I didn't have time to take a peek at all the games. I was only able to take a, pretty much my biased personal favorites. But that's okay. Now, do note that a lot of this isn't scripted, so this is all just winged. However, it is touch edited. So this is Rainbow Six Siege here. We're actually in line here. I actually got to skip like 40 people because I was the only guy solo playing in this game, which kind of came to my benefit. So I hopped in and got to test out the controller on the Xbox One. Not too bad, not too shabby. I actually did pretty good the first round to kind of test it out. I got first place on my team, and then they started quitting out, so I couldn't compare, so I felt bad. And we were playing Terra Hunt. Cool mode is pretty much one team versus AI, pretty much like a horde mode almost. So the controllers right there, and I was Dev 54385 whatever. And that's the Team Whistlers. We got 11th place, and it was alright. It was interesting. And then right after that, I checked out Bethesda to see if Fallout 4 was there, and they weren't. They only had like a tablet version out, so it was kind of crappy, but oh well. Now, right next door was Doom, the new Doom coming out. This is some of the gameplay that I recorded. Looks pretty interesting. Now, I was only there for one day only, so I pretty much had limited time on pretty much showing you guys glimpses of every other game that I could do. So I took a peek at the second-hand story games, big games that are coming out next to Doom. One of them was Killstrain, pretty cool gameplay, Diablo 2-like with a controller, third-person view, pretty interesting, awesome multiplayer, and with a touch of Borderlands to it. Has that comic-y feel. And then next on we had this new game that's pretty big called Ark. I'm actually pretty interested in this MMORPG. Seems pretty cool. They didn't have a really big display, but they had a couple stations. And then next door to that was Rock Band 4. However, the power went out for Rock Band 4, and we weren't able to see any of the actual UI or any of the gameplay. But that's okay. I'm still looking forward to Rock Band 4. Probably pick that up sometime later on in the year. And then we moved on to Mad Max, which is right around the corner, and had some interesting gameplay. Very much like the movie that just came out, where you're kind of just all action, non-stop, and kill. Mad Max, available September 1st. And then, of course, Halo 5 Guardians. I am known for the Halo series with the late nights, so I decided to take a peek at what 343 has up their sleeves. I know they are getting rid of split screen altogether, so that's kind of a bummer. Huge letdown for me and my wife. We're not going to be playing that together anymore. I don't want to buy another Xbox. But there were some improvements in the game, such as some of the scopes that they have. It was pretty cool. Some of the weapons fired much better. They were better optimized for the gameplay that we had. There were some tweaked weapons, such as the sniper rifle. You can't really spam the shots. You did have to kind of wait and time the shots. So you did press the trigger, and it would have like a release for the weapon to fire, which is kind of, I didn't really like that. made the sniper less appealing, and to unlock it was quite a nuisance. But other things, they still included sprints. That's still in there. They didn't have drops anymore. Instead, they have the armory, which pretty much you feature. Once you take over a certain part of the base, you can go into it and buy weapons and just pick them up instead of having drops. And you buy them with points that you earn through kills and captures and such. They did still have abilities in the game, but they're no longer like perks. You can't pick and choose what perk you have. Now it's just included. So now everyone has boost included. I didn't see any jetpack in there, so I'm not too sure if that's still going to be in the game. We'll see how that goes as we get closer to release. Overall, it was a pretty decent game. It was pretty competitive as I saw it, with a few tweaks there that I didn't necessarily like overall. I mean, honestly, coming from a Halo player, I'll say that I'll get the Xbox One for it and I'll play it, and I'll probably enjoy the campaign, but competitively, I might lean towards Rainbow Six Siege. Oh well, let's move on. So I ended up checking out Call of Duty on this new game system, which is pretty much is like a portable system where you can have a portable monitor and you can carry it anywhere you wanted to. That's my final score there on Call of Duty. I kicked ass. And so we move on to the independent games. Of course, I got to play some indie games while I'm there. And this is Dad by the Sword, which plays a lot like Chivalry, Mountain Blade-ish, with 360 controls. The guy I was kind of watching wasn't the best, but hey, it was good gameplay overall. Very kid-friendly, check it out if you like that kind of game. And then we move on to Universe Sandbox. Very realistic. I was told that these are exactly 100% accurate. Explosions and collisions, you can pretty much manipulate your own explosions and planets and orbits and such and simulations, so pretty cool. I recommend that. $20 on Steam right now for pre-alpha access. And this is all the indie stuff that they had available. You can see it was pretty crowded. And we moved on to the PC section where we checked out a couple stations here. They didn't have really good tournaments available, so I went straight to these guys who were sitting right next to the escalator there. This is Discord.
Yeah. It basically looks the same on Windows, like I just happen to use a Mac, so.
Awesome. VoIP.
Basically, here's like your vent style stuff with text channels. Here's everyone online. Here's your servers.
Yeah. Perfect. And what's in the middle? What's that? Just photo sharing? You can
this
share
is the
photos.
This is the text chat, man. This is like everyone's just chatting it up. I'm in like the photo sharing channel that they made. Yeah. And like here's like an example of someone made an invite link. This is what it looks like in the app if you invite someone to your server. It's like dead simple, man. Like.
And this is Discord. Now, I do recommend this for all gamers, competitive gamers, casual gamers, anyone who's up to doing raids or whatnot on PC. It's going to be pretty interesting. You can do it on your phone. You can chat with your friends from your phone saying, hey, I'm about to log on, just wait for me, and then go on your phone or go on your computer and log on and play the game. Now, the cool thing about this is you don't actually need to install it to use it. You can pretty much have one guy, the host who's hosting the channel, send out links, temporary links or permanent links for members, and just add the members, and then you just add your email and your username. That's it. And then it will just throw away, and then you can throw that link away, just destroy it. Or you can change the access level and you can make it a permanent thing, and you can install it so you can have that push to talk feature. Very cool. I plan on switching from TeamSpeak to this immediately. And next month they do release the overlay in game, so you can get messages, picture messages, GIFs, text from your friends, and it all goes to you. It will be like a small little box which you can customize how big and where you want it when you're playing games. Awesome stuff. I recommend it completely. Those guys are actually really cool. And then we move on to the PC section, which had a lot of stations open, surprisingly. This year it wasn't really too big on PC gaming. I guess most people weren't interested in the tournaments this year. That's alright, I play on the PC when you can just go home and play. And then we go to exit as the day progresses. By now it's like 4 p.m. and I wanted to go check out some other stuff. So I checked out the Magic the Gathering station they had below the computer station. Very cool stuff. They had a bunch of players already playing, and they had the tutors in the green shirts here teaching new players. Very cool stuff. I was hoping to see Dungeons and Dragons, but didn't get to see that. So I went to the next theater soon after that and checked out the arena they had set up for Rocket League. It was a 2v2 tournaments they were having all weekend, which is a shame I couldn't be there the whole weekend. I had work, so Friday was the only day I could go. And then right outside I saw a sign that there was a Steam VR coming out made by HTC on the corner. So I went to go take a peek at this and got to get a little hands-on and to see what it was like compared to the Oculus Rift. Now there is no motion sickness compared to Oculus Rift, which has some tweaks they have to do. Very comfy, very light surprisingly, and it has 3 plugins, HDMI, USB, and USB 3. Very comfy, very snug. You can loosen it and tighten it. It has room for your nose so you don't squish yourself, and you can shake your head and it won't wiggle around too much. This is me wiring it right there. Anyways, I try to keep this short. I like to kind of mix things up, so hopefully that's enough for you guys at PAX to kind of see what it's like and what kind of things I checked out. One last thing about the Steam VR, the HTC Vive, it actually does have currently 1080p resolution with 60 FPS. Very top-notch compared to the Oculus Rift. Just now coming into 1080p. I'm not sure if they actually have 60 FPS, but I'm pretty sure they're close to it as well. So it's going to be pretty close between these guys. I didn't see the Sony version. I think it's like the Crystal or something. I didn't see any of that anywhere, but that's okay. There's plenty of stuff to go around. Now, every year I do make a PAX video. This is actually going to be kind of a hybrid. The first one I made a little summary, which is 2 minutes, and then an explanation of all the stuff that went in. And this year I'm actually going to do it different. I'm actually going to just kind of integrate both of them together. That way, just one film, 15, 16 minutes just about. And I'll do that next year as well. Hopefully next year I can go for the full 4 days, and I'll give them a little more in depth about each and every game. If you are curious about any of the games, please feel free, go online and you can search any of these. They're all online. You can Google it, and you can search the specs or requirements for anything you like and what you saw there. I did not get to play The Division, which is a little bit of a bummer. I really was looking forward to that, but just didn't have the time. Well, anyways, guys, it's Commander Guts, having a blast at PAX for the one day I was there. Hopefully everyone else there got a good chance to play every game there. And I recommend it if you do get a chance. However, tickets do go on sale within the first hour. They do come out, and they usually go on sale sometime in May, March, between there for PAX Prime. And tickets do sell out within like minutes, hours. So you got to be on top of that. Twitter doesn't help. I tried that. Doesn't help. Screw you, PAX Prime. Twitter updates. All you tell me is what's going to be there. You don't tell me what you're going to sell tickets. Oh well, this year they were a little stingy with free stuff. You had to buy the shirts or pre-order something. I mean, I only got like 1 or 2 free shirts, and I'll wear those with pride. But yeah, they were pretty stingy. Security was really uptight this year. Hoping it kind of eases up a little bit and it gets a little better next year. Anyways, go ahead and comment. Tell me what you liked, and see what we'd like in the next rendition of PaxPrime 2016. All right, guys. Well, this is Commander Guts. I'll catch you guys later.